Governors of the 17 states of southern Nigeria rose from their meeting in ENUGU on Thursday and collectively resolved that the right to tax and collect value-added tax falls within the powers of the states. They also restated their earlier position that the next Nigerian president must come from the southern part of the country. Rising from their meeting in ENUGU the 3rd this year, the governor stressed the need for them to leverage on the legislative competence of their various state houses of assembly and their federal lawmakers to ensure the inclusion of fiscal federalism in the Nigerian constitution, though the ongoing constitutional amendment process. Well, Chidi Aro is ENUGU State Commissioner for Information, and he now joins us to focus a little bit more on some of the issues that were raised at that meeting. Welcome, Chidi.
Welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you just tell us exactly what the situation on ground was and a little bit more on how the situation came about?
Well, what I can tell you exactly, I am Commissioner of Information in ENUGU State. I am not the spokesman of the Southern Governors Forum, but what I can tell you is that the environment in ENUGU was very hospitable. It was great. And from what I saw clearly, the meeting was held in an atmosphere of very great, level of stability and commitment. We saw the governors coming to ENUGU. Of course, ENUGU is usually a wonderful place, and the environment was good, and their conversations were very good. And you can see clearly from the communique as read by the chairman of the Southern Governors Forum, His Excellency Governor Akim Lodu, that their agreements were firm together. They all agreed, and it was obvious that they had set out to continue in the path which they had set up from their meeting in Asaba down to the one in Lagos, and it is all in the interest and progress of the Nigerian nation.
All right, sir. Since you said you're not a spokesman for the Southern governors, but certainly you can speak for the ENUGU state government. Talk to us about their position on this value-added tax controversy.
Well, the ENUGU state government position on the value-added tax is as exactly represented by the Southern Governors Forum meeting. You could recall that the meeting yesterday was hosted by ENUGU State. His Excellency the Governor was the chief host in that meeting yesterday. His Excellency the Governor participated in that meeting and agreed with the communique of that meeting. So ENUGU State position is clearly as represented by the Southern Governors Forum, that the states can collect the value-added tax. That's we don't have a different position from the Southern Governors Forum decision.
Can you speak to us about ENUGU State's stance on the open grazing?
Well, the ENUGU State stand on the open grazing is also the same with the decision of the Southern Governors Forum as represented in their two past meetings in Asaba in May and the one that was held in Lagos. And you also know that the ENUGU State government has signed into law the open grazing law. So we are on the same footing with the decision of the Southern governors at all points in time. And we stand with them on the point of the fact that we all agree that there should be some kind of control to grazing activities in the nation.
All right. Former Minister of Aviation Femi Fani-Kayode Thursday hinted at the possibility of some governors defecting from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress. And they mentioned your principal, the governor of Enugu State. Is there any truth to that statement?
Well, His Excellency, the governor of Enugu State, is today the PDP governor in Enugu State. He is today, by the grace of God, the chairman of the PDP zoning national committee. His Excellency, the governor, has not spoken to anybody about any intention to go anywhere. If anybody said he had a conversation with him, well, maybe it is that person you asked about the conversation. But the much I can confirm to you as of today is that His Excellency, the governor, is chairman of National Zoning Committee of the PDP and is taking his job seriously and wouldn't want to be distracted from his huge contributions to development of infrastructure and stability of peace in Enugu State. You know, the problem with His Excellency, the governor, is that he has a divided period for governance. As far as His Excellency is concerned, he is tied down to the serious issues of governance. We are improving our healthcare facilities every day, increasing our capacity, building more hospitals everywhere. We are increasing our infrastructure every day. Our flyover is going on, our road construction is going on. We are enabling students to go back to school in peace. We are improving facilities in primary and secondary schools. We are employing teachers. We are improving the capacity of our fire service. So he has a lot in his hands because he understands the moral burden that is put on him to have scored 95% of the votes of the people of Enugu State.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't think it is right to distract him at this point with politics.
Okay.
But like I said, he remains chairman of the zoning committee of the PDP at the national level.
Okay.
And anything to the contrary is unknown to us.
All right. Thank you for that. And speaking of zoning, can you speak to us about the stance of the Enugu State and the rest of the southern governors on who should be the next president of Nigeria?
From the communique of the southern governors, it is obvious. Their position is that the presidency of Nigeria should come to the southern part of Nigeria now, just to ensure equity, justice, and fairness. If you read their communique, which was clear, these three words were used. And you know, these three words are like medicine to a healing, a sick heart. So once there is equity, once there is justice, once there is fairness in anything that is being done, it presupposes that there will be peace. So Enugu State government stands side by side with the southern governors on the fact that the presidency of Nigeria should come to the southern Nigeria now.
All right, speaking of presidency coming to the southern Nigeria, since the PDP right now seems to be fighting a losing war with major players in the PDP defecting to the APC, does this bother you as a member of the PDP? Briefly.
Well, I wouldn't want to agree with you. I think that, like I said, the period for politics hasn't come. It is governance now. I believe that at the time of politics, it will be clear whether PDP is losing out or is not losing out. Well, like I said, the story in Enugu is such that wherever His Excellency Right Honorable Ifeanyi goes, Enugu people will go. Wherever he stands, Enugu people will stand. So whether people are losing out or losing in, Enugu is solidly behind that governor, and Enugu will stand with him wherever he stands.
All right, thank you very much, the Honorable Commissioner for Information of Enugu State. Thank you for joining us here on Newsday.